Today we are going to change the oil in a 2018 Honda Accord with a 1.3 liter turbo. I think it takes 3.4 quarts of oil in the engine. I'm not sure if that includes the filter. The filter is pretty small. We'll pre-fill that anyway. The whole point of this video today is going to show the difference in how a hip disarticulated amputee can use the lift, and in a subsequent video that'll be attached to this, I believe we'll likely be changing the oil on a Civic. That's probably the one that's going to be due next, and we'll do that on the ground. This one we're going to use a lift and just talk about a few of the challenges and methods of overcoming certain issues. So to start off, we're going to raise the lift. Not raising it all the way yet. I am one of the ways to overcome a few little issues of getting out from under the lift back and forth several times is to pre-position items that you know you'll need for the project. So I got an oil for the pre-filter, got the set of a roll of rags, the oil to fill the engine. And I will also set the filter. Oil filter wrench. I kind of prefer these guys right here. I think Craftsman made these. Kind of like that. Seems to work pretty well. Not sure if I need a ratchet or the extension or not. It's been a while since I've done this. And a set of sockets. And I just set the whole mess there, just in case. I believe I'm going to need a screwdriver. I was able to commandeer a well-used screwdriver. We'll go ahead and finish raising the vehicle. I'll raise it. I'll save you the boredom. Almost there. Yeah, go a little more. I'll lower it down against the stops so we don't have any surprises, and cover the first issue of working on a lift for an amputee. Right here is my eye level. Right here is eye level. So I would need to bend to get under the vehicle. Come over to this side, and that's why I prefer to have everything pre-positioned. Makes life a little easier. Okay. Yeah. So we will need to remove this. I don't know if you want to call that a skid plate or a air deflector. And an oil drain. Simple as that. Gasket contact, it's about right there. Forward return. none of these videos are going to be how to do. They are going to be how I do. So I usually plug the hole best I can with my finger. Let her drain on in. And I did so. About right there. We'll call that good. Alright, today we're going to tackle changing the oil in this 2010 Honda Civic, and this is going to be sort of a continuation of the video where I demonstrated changing the oil in a Honda Accord using a lift and the fewer challenges that it presents compared to being an amputee and changing oil on the ground. So we're going to cover that today. Got most of the tools. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Probably have to pause and go grab a thing or two. But I see a filter. We're going to have to grab a filter. But outside of that, I think we're pretty good. We grabbed an oil filter. Now we got to put the jack. Lift point back here. We had tires put on this here a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure there's a lift point back here somewhere. Yeah. Right here. Get the jack on the concrete all the way. Mainly because it is easier to use the lift than this, but just want to illustrate that it is possible. And if our camera crew will get it, we do have the back wheel blocked, and we will be using the jack stand on this side of the vehicle. I think that's about as high as I want to go with it. I realize this isn't the lift point. I'm going to go up one more, a little bit, so I can get the next latch on there. And I'm going to just ease it down so it just touches that jack stand. Okay, there we go. She's rested, she's blocked. I'm going to go ahead and crawl under there and commence the oil change. Okay, here we go. Let's see, we're gonna loosen this guy. Get our can under here. And usually, that thing must be getting ready to die, of course, the flashlight. Usually I end up making a big mess. So I'm gonna try to not do that. Although I have a feeling I'm going to. Me and oil just don't get along. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little diverter with the oil filter box. Because it's going to go spraying everywhere otherwise. Hope I can do this correctly.
Hopefully I can do this without making too big of a mess. If I hook this up here, how's that gonna work? Sort of like just a channel or a wedge, something to help keep the oil from go spraying everywhere. So what I'm gonna end up having probably is an oily piece of cardboard that goes flying everywhere. There's that. Soak up some of this oil that I got going on here. That's what the rags are for. I got some more here. We'll grab them and peel off another layer. Soak up all the mess that I've made here. Sorry about the disco effect on the snap-on light. Kind of the biggest thing is having everything you need ready to go. If you're you don't want to be getting up and down when you have limited mobility. Getting up and down is a royal pain, quite frankly. It's not easy. Makes the job a lot harder, having to get up and down constantly. Probably a torque spec on that. We'll call it 3 squeaks. This is how a one-legged guy gets up off the ground. I don't know if that's the correct way. It works for me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and reset the oil life. So I guess you turn the key to the on position and you press and hold the reset button for 10 seconds. And at the end of 10 seconds, supposedly, oops, wait, crap, I didn't even know that. We reset our tripometer. Oil life is at 100%. Now, the way I check for leaks, since I don't really want to crawl in underneath the car, is I'm going to drive out to the end of the driveway. And if you see a fly, we have their windows down, and with this storm front pushing, we have an amazing number of flies. And we got the air blasting too, so sorry if it's super terrible. And since I'm not going on the road, I'm not going to throw my seatbelt on. It'll probably ding, ding, ding. Probably annoying to let. Just going to pull right up here. Let it idle for a minute.
Roll some windows down. Hopefully some flies will fly out and not any more come in. We will go ahead and back up, and I will just visually look for some leaks. And we got a little bit of a water from the concentrator. This came out of the MIG vehicle. So we got a little bit of water there. And did I get that right? Oh yeah, center screen. Got a little water there, but the oil would be over here if something was leaking from the oil filter. It would be right where the wheel is, basically. So I think we're good.